Hello everyone, welcome again to another TestLodge tutorial. So now in the previous tutorial we have seen how you can sign up for free trial account of TestLodge for 30 days, and it is pretty simple and easy to sign up for the TestLodge account. Once you will sign up and log in, you will be redirected to this particular page of the TestLodge. So this is my account after signing up. Now let's browse through and navigate a little bit and understand what all features are there in this particular tool. So if you see that in the TestLodge here, create your first project. So TestLodge organizes all your content into projects. So the first thing you have to do is basically to create a project before you can actually start creating the test case and test cycles, right? So that's the first thing that we see here. The next thing in the left hand side, we have different roles. So in the people section, if I click, I have a different roles. If I click, I'll see that this is the account holder or the person who has signed up. So in my case, say for example, you are signing up from your organization. This is what the name you will see for your organization, right? So this is the person who is the account holder, or the company who is the account holder for this particular account. Below that, you will have the administrators, which is the administrator role. So at the moment, you can see that administrators can create, edit, delete project, create, manage, assign people, update account settings, and access the project, or access all the projects basically, right? So here you can grant the privileges. So at the moment, because this is the default person or the organization who has signed up for this particular account, so administrative privileges are by default given to this particular account. Now account holders is the same person and administrator is the same person who will be signing up. So in your case, if you are signing up personally using your personal email, you will be also an administrator and account holder. And then if you are signing up from your organization, that particular email or the email that you'll be using for your organization will be your account holder. You can create custom roles. So there are custom roles which we'll cover in upcoming tutorial when we'll talk about the details of the custom roles or the roles that you can create in TestLodge. Then we'll go to the settings. So this is my account name. If I want to change the account name, I can change it here. Say for example, I want to change it to uppercase and put a space there. And now say for example, I want to change the logo as well. So let me get a logo and add the logo. And if I'll click on save changes, then you will see that the logo for my organization has been added as well, right? Now there are a lot of integration available for the issue trackers, which we'll understand in a separate tutorial altogether. If I go to the account details, this is where you have the plan details, right? So you have all the plans that are available, and this gives you the details of basically what all expenses would be there in case you are purchasing this plan. But you don't need to worry if you are just evaluating it for 30 days. You just need to make sure that you cancel that account before 30 days. Okay, so by default, this is the plan that will be chosen once you sign up for the free 30-day trial. Okay, then in the payment details, if you want to extend, you can specify the payment details that you want to use in order to extend it after 30 days. And here in the receipts, you will see all the receipts for the payments that you have made. So this is about the payment part, but because we are just evaluating and learning, so you don't need to worry about, and 30 days is more than enough to learn this tool. If you are an organization only, then you need to, and you want to buy this tool, then you have to, or subscribe for this tool, you have to basically put the payment details there. Then if I go to my profile, I can see what all details or what all changes that are available. So I can change my avatar at gravatar.com. So if I want to change my avatar, I can use gravatar.com to change it and change the password. In the notification section, if you want to disable or enable, so I want to receive email when a new test run is assigned to me, I can check or uncheck that. So that option is available. And then in the project access, I already have an access. So basically this is when I am the administrator, right? So these configurations might be restricted based on what access level you have, right? So at the moment, because I am the administrator, I have signed up for this account, so I have more access. So this is about the overview of this project page, or this new page, or the new TestLodge account that we have just signed up. Now the first step is to create a new project, right? So now click on new, and I'll say RCV Academy demo project. Okay, and provide the name of the project and just click on add project. Now you will see, as soon as you will create the project, you will see all the options available for that particular project, and here at the right hand side you will see the projects that you have created. Now because there is just one project, if I click on view all project, you will see that particular project has been displayed. So if I choose this particular project, only then I'll be able to go to test plan, requirements, test suites, and test run. So if you see the UI, it is pretty simple to understand. So you have the requirements, test plans, test suite, and test runs, links at the top, and then you have project overview and activity. Now this project doesn't have any content because we haven't created any plan, or we haven't created any requirement or test suite and test cases. Now let us go ahead and start creating a plan. So if I click on create a plan, I'll create a new test plan. So a test plan can be used to record the overall testing strategy and is where you can outline the objectives and scope of testing, right? Now prior to test plan, you will have the requirements. Okay, so I can also store or have all my requirements in this particular project. So for this particular project, let me create a new requirement document. So let me say this as requirement 1, just to briefly create a requirement. If I click on add a requirement document, you will see once I add it, then I'll have the created and updated date for that particular requirement, and now I can create the new requirement. Okay, so this is the requirement document that I have created. Now within this requirement document, I can simply provide the requirement title and description, and this can be in any format. So if you are following agile development methodologies like Scrum or Kanban, you can specify into if you want to do it into the BDD format, given when then format, you can specify that as well. So for example, here I want to say verify login. Okay, or I'll simply say login functionality. This is the requirement, so I'll say login functionality of the portal. Okay, so for example, there is a portal that I want to test, and that has the login functionality, user registration functionality. So all those requirements can have the details specified here. If there are some files that you want to attach, click on choose file, and you can attach the files for that particular requirement. So I'll simply say add a requirement. Okay, and you will see that requirement got added. So REQ01 login functionality got added. I can add more, so I can simply say user rego and user registration basically. So let me change it to registration. Okay, and copy and paste the same description. So you can see that the requirements got created. So login functionality, user registration, and then these are the two requirements. Now once I have the test cases created, I can associate those test cases to these requirements. Okay, so let's go back to the overview tab and see this particular project. So you can see the project statistics graph below has changed, because what I have done is I have created the requirement. Now in any project, all the projects start from the actual requirement, or what exactly you want to build, right? So the projects will have the requirement, and that's why we have started with the requirement, or how you can go ahead and create the project and then the requirement in TestLodge. So in the requirement, I've created the requirement document, and within the requirement document you will have many requirements. So depending on how complex your particular feature or product is that you are developing in your organization, it will have hundreds and hundreds of requirements within the requirement document. Once the requirements are being created, then on the project overview you can see what all project statistics are. So I can see that total requirement documents in this particular is 1, so which I have created, and now I can see the project activity as well, that the requirements, how many requirements are being created, or any activity that happens in this particular project will be displayed in the project activity, right? So this is about creating a new project in TestLodge and then creating the first requirement document and also creating requirements within that particular requirements document. So hope you like the tutorial. Please do share and subscribe, and thank you for watching.